Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Building Your Own Economy podcast. And today I have a great, amazing guest, somebody you got to meet, somebody you want to network with because that's his thing. His name's Michael Wilson, or Mike. He's the man in networking today. He's actually going to show us and talk to us about how you network like a millionaire. We're going to talk about networking, connections, business, background, scaling. He even helped somebody add $300,000 to their net profit this year. You're going to want to hear the stories. You want to hear the message, and I promise you, this is an episode you don't want to miss. I can't even talk today. Welcome to the show, Mike Wilson. Welcome, Mike, to the BYOE show. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. Thank you for the invitation.
Michael Wilson, the man, the legend.
I don't know about that. I think you're the legend there, buddy. So it's great to have two like-minded individuals in the same room together, I tell you.
Heck yeah, man. We got to have some fun. So, Mike, I'm going to change it up here because I really want to talk about some of the things you're doing today. Mm-hmm. I've known you for quite some time. You and your wife have done some amazing things in the community and supported so many of the causes. I've seen a lot of the action. You guys are hustlers. Tell us what you're doing now, bro. What are you doing?
Oh, right now, my wife and I, we own several businesses. Actually, got a lot of pokers in the fire right now. First thing is our coaching business, which we've been helping small businesses right now go through this audit program, this powerful tool that we have, and it really helps them find the operation, I call them leaks that they're missing out on, and it really exceptionally, it's called exponential growth. I mean, we see small mom and pops getting like a $200,000-$300,000 extra profit, which they were only making under $100,000, now $300,000 to up to $500,000 profit.
Wow!
And so we're really, this software is so powerful that we've procured. That really has taken our coaching business to the next level. That before we were not having the results that we are now having.
Really? So you're coming in and somebody comes to you and says, hey, man, I'm having some troubles in my business, profitability, and you have a proprietary software that will analyze their business and give them.
Oh, yes.
Wow. That's interesting.
And
so
it's not just having problems. You know what? I just want more profit, which every business owner wants.
Everybody wants more profit. I wouldn't. I mean, if you must not be in a capitalist. Everybody wants more profit.
And notice I said profit. Revenue is not the. Of course, more revenue is great, but also we find ways with that we can increase the revenue. Yes, great, but we increase in profitability, like cutting costs, increasing visibility. Growing their network, like we can discuss later on. It's one of the other things I'm doing right now, too.
Yeah. Well, I would say that most people don't focus on profits. Mm-hmm. They focus on sales, right? And sales are great. But, I mean, if it costs you $10, right, to get a customer and your product only sells for $5, you're a net $5, right? And so people will operate like that for some time, not really understanding it because they're living off the flow, but they're not understanding the profits.
Yeah, yes. And usually the younger businesses, the newer businesses, they actually operate in a negative.
Of course.
In the
financed.
Yes, and so we actually help them determine what the factors there are to get them into the positive cash flows, and not only increase the revenue, but also increase the profitability so they can take a check home.
Of course. There's a book called Profit First. Mm-hmm. I read it a few years back. I don't remember the title of the author, but it was about, the concept was when you make $1, there's a profit that needs to be pulled out first before you pay the rest.
Yes.
So let's say it was 10%. So you take 10% off of the $1 and you say that's mine, and the rest needs to pay the bills, put money in the bank, do the rest of that. I thought that was pretty interesting, right? Because profit first is a very interesting concept for most people. They wouldn't think that. They'd say leave it all in.
Yes.
So that I can make more money with it.
Yep.
So tell me, what is because what kind of groups or what kind of businesses are you serving?
It's pretty much the small business, small to mid-size, not really your large corporations. Corporations that mainly individuals that are they're not at the maturity level yet. Their level of business, they're still in probably even the startup phase still.
Interesting.
Even though they've been in business for 10 years, sometimes you're still in the startup phase. You're not pulling the profit.
Did you say that even though you've been in business 10 years, you might be startup?
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. They actually think they're in the maturity phase. And
it's a hobby.
Actually, one of the key elements I asked them when I started talking to them, is can you take? I shouldn't be saying this, but I'll say it anyway in your show. Is can you turn off your cell phone and go on a 7-day cruise, and can your business run without you? And 99% of them say, "Oh hell no."
Yeah. Well, that's true for most, but that's 99% of business owners, though.
Yeah, but your operation should run by itself, and that's how you can determine if you're in the maturity phase.
Well, I could say that,
Yeah.
but I mean, just from like thinking about that, even for myself, I mean, my business won't burn down if I leave for 7 days.
Yes. No, that's a key element. Can it be in self-operation? I know you're the type of person like to roll up your sleeve and I want to get in my business in it every day. But what if you got sick? God forbid, God forbid that you got sick, and you're out for 7 days. Could your operation?
I bet you'd be better.
Probably so.
My team would probably be like, finally, the asshole's gone.
less stress.
Yeah, less stress. We can do what we want. Yeah. We know what we need to do here.
Yeah, you kind of remind me of the Grant Cardone type of operation there.
Well, I wish I were in a Grant Cardone type of operation. I mean, I don't want to be him, but I would like to have the operation. That's for sure.
Massive action.
Yeah, massive action. Well, this is interesting to me because I think about all the people who are in the business today, but really aren't in business today.
No,
I hear so many
self-employed.
Very well put.
Yeah,
very self-employed. They're very self-employed.
Yes,
they bought themselves a job.
Yep, and exactly. And I've seen some business owners where they're so stressed out that pretty much they even get hospitalized because they cannot deal with their operation.
Would you? Okay, I'm gonna get kind of technical here because they're not technical. I'm gonna get deep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that there's a correlation between the way people live their lives and how they operate their business?
I would say yes. It actually, it goes hand in hand. A lot of times, some people will run their business the way they run their lives, and exactly like finances. I mean, they will take from the cookie jar when we'll take from the drawer, I should say.
From the cash drawer.
Cash drawer when they shouldn't.
Yep.
And actually do not. Sometimes they even don't separate their
bank
private
accounts.
It commingles, and they're not really separating the operation with their personal life. And that's the way without their business, that's the way they run their lives also. And so they're always living check to check. And then they're living check to check, and then they open a business, and their business is barely be able to scale because they take from the cookie jar.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, I see a lot of people today that I talk to who are, I don't deal with a lot of startups anymore. I used to. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the times the biggest challenge is that they're very disorganized in life, so they're very disorganized in business.
Yes.
They're very, very bad with finances at home, so they're very bad with finances at their business. I mean, to be very truthful, it's very unhealthy in life, so their business is very unhealthy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And I think where you are in one place, you've got to be in both, like everywhere. Where you are one area of your life, you're probably like that in every area of your life.
Yes.
And so, I mean, dealing with these business owners, I mean, do you guys offer any further than just business coaching? Is there finances? Is there health or any of these other incorporations to things?
Well, we also have a franchise. It's called Network Lead Exchange.
Okay.
And I kind of think of it like the redwood tree. This is exactly what we are, like a redwood forest. Redwoods stand 300, 400 feet, but you won't believe the root system is only 6 feet deep.
Wow.
How they survive a gale force wind or a really high wind is that the branches actually
they go real wide.
Really wide, and they grab onto each other and hold onto each other.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do. They hold on to. They actually grab each other and hold on.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so this is what Network Lead Exchange is. Our chapter, our McAllen chapter, is that we're a small business, inner circle of business owners that help each other embrace storms, but also help each other succeed. Also, like right now, we call it the NLX 10X 23. Okay. We're really helping each other grow our business to the next level, 10X our business by the end of 2023.
So this is interesting. I've never heard that analogy, but I like it a lot. Creating a network. Let's transition there. So you're creating a network now. So, by the way, you want to show them the book?
Oh, yes.
What's the name of the book? Tell everybody the name of his book.
Network Like a Millionaire.
Network Like a Millionaire. Now, interesting thing. is that when I met you, was you were helping to promote a network.
Yes.
That's how I met you. And I said, this guy is pushing hard to connect with people.
Yes.
Which I thought was pretty incredible, because the power of a network, I believe, is one of the most powerful things you can have. I know that wholeheartedly. So how did you get into this concept of network?
Well, actually, because of business coaching. When I first started business coaching, I asked, do you network? I was just trying to find avenues of business for these individuals when I first started coaching. And they're like, oh, networking doesn't work. That's we call it as BS, that's bullshit.
I can see that.
It's people just coming together and drinking, and they're not really doing anything. So actually, these individuals that I saw when they were out there networking, I saw them actually attend a networking event. And I was actually analyzing and watching them, and they were out there, and I knew the people they knew, and they were out there just socializing and talking, not really networking. And then at the end of the event, I asked them, how did you get any business in networking? See, I told you it didn't work. And so I coached them later on. I said, because you're not networking, you're socializing. And actually I coached them, and they actually opened their eyes and like, whoa, wait a minute. So I have something here. So I started doing it more and more, and it grew into a thing where I met you, where you came and saw me at, was Entrepreneur Power Network, which we have in February. At the end of February, we have another event. Entrepreneur Power Network is a networking event it's not like the others, where we actually kind of stir the pot. We actually have them meet 10 new people and schedule one appointment by the end of that event, and people just love it. It's so amazing how people love this. I said, well, if you just do this at any networking event, you can do that.
Yeah. You don't need to come here to do this, right?
And so it's more of an advocacy than it is an actual event. It's more of an advocacy, showing them how to network.
Yeah. Well, because people don't know how to network, right?
Yeah, and so I did further research, and that's why it's called Network Like a Millionaire. I saw that millionaires, what they did was they built their network, and then they became millionaires, self-made millionaires. It's basically, you've heard that adage, it's who you know.
It is who you know.
And
100% of the time, by the way.
And so these guys, they leaned on their network as when they needed, let's say, need investors. They had a network to turn to. If you're this business owner that worked in a silo, and you know what, to roll up my sleeve and just be self-employed, and you don't build your network. Oh, I come to hard times.
Who are you going to borrow from? Who's going to help you?
Who are you going to turn to?
Well, I see that all the time. I actually think that's a downfall of most business owners, thinking they have to go it alone.
Yes, you don't need to go alone.
Yeah, they don't need to. There's obviously groups like yours that they can come to, and they can.
That's the reason I started this. It's a franchise. I purchased this franchise, and I said, I want to give you an instant network. And so that's what I did. And so that's why I wrote this book. Got this chapter, and it's doing it. I mean, these guys are so great. They don't even call each other. They call each other family. And actually, when we have a new member come, they say, "Welcome." Feel like the mafia. Welcome to the family.
Yeah.
And they're amazing. You got to see that they're just. I told them about you, and they want to meet you also.
Oh yeah, well, I'd love to go out there and introduce myself and hopefully join the family. You know, there's. I think that networking is taking on a new role with social media, with the obviously the advancement of technology.
Yes.
But I still firmly believe the power of a handshake.
Oh yes, you're
right.
You know,
I still believe that. I mean, even in this room, for an example, we could have done this by Zoom, right? But it's not as powerful. It's just I still believe looking at people in the eyes, talking, having a conversation. You can't do that. An analogy. Somebody told me, like virtually, like people can work virtually and people can network virtually, and I said it's not the same. I mean, try dating a girl virtually, like if you're trying to date and you're trying to make somebody fall in love with you, try doing it from Zoom for 10 years. It ain't gonna work. You got to get in front of it. The deal's gonna get closed pretty quick, and this is the concept that I think you've mastered, which is this in-person getting in front of people, putting them in a place of comfort, and showcasing their ability to get in front of people and say, hey, my name is David. Yes. Nice to meet you. Now, do you train them on maybe a script or a tool that they can use, like when they meet the person for the first time, what they say? Actually,
I'm actually developing some training right now. It's an online course.
Okay.
And this book kind of just brushes it, but it doesn't go into detail.
Yep.
I like to because it's kind of amazing when you go up to somebody and say, so what do you do? And you see that little stumble. I mean, like, I know you'll get it out. But you won't believe a business owner that's been in business for 2 or 3 years, they don't know what to say. So what do you do?
Everything.
That little stumble and everything else.
Everything.
So it loses confidence in that person that, maybe they don't know what they do.
Well, I think a lot of people know what they're doing. I think that they don't
know the script.
Well, I don't know if there's a script. What I would say, and this I see more and more from small business owners, because it's just the nature of the business. Like when you are a first startup business owner, the majority of the time, your goal is to, let me step back. Every business's goal is to make money, regardless if they say that or not. If you're not in it for money, then you have a hobby. Then do that for fun, but go get a job because you're going to need to make money. But for the 99.9% of businesses out there that want to make money, when they open a business, it's like whatever I can get. You catch, what you're going to eat today.
Yeah.
So you go fishing all day, and it's like sometimes they're like, hey, it's under the limit. Let's figure that out. Right? You know what I mean? Like they put it in the cooler under the beers, right? Let's go, right? We got to eat tonight.
Yeah.
So most people will go to that extreme. And so what I think happens is they go with the intention of selling one thing or offering one thing. And then somebody asks for something else and they're like, I don't do that, but I can. And so they're like, give me, call me tomorrow. And then they go online that night and they're researching like, I figured it out. Cool. Hey, bro, I can actually get you that tomorrow. And then, okay, so they do that. So now they do 2 things. And then they go to another event or they get online and somebody says, hey, do you do this? And they're like, yeah, I do. And because they remember doing it over here. So they do the same thing, but give me tomorrow, I'll get back to you. And then they go figure out how to do that. And now they have 3 things. Have you seen this?
Yes.
Okay, so they could do it like forever. And they could have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things that they're doing. Now, here's why it's a problem. Now, when I ask them what they do, like you said, they don't know where to start.
Yes.
So, like, for an example, you probably have somebody who's in insurance there.
Yes.
What do they say they do?
Oh, they say everything under the sun.
But they say one statement, I'm in financial services.
Yes.
Right or wrong?
Yeah, financial service, or I sell insurance.
No, I doubt most of them say insurance.
Yeah.
Most of them will say financial services because they do credit repair, they do insurance, they probably started to do taxes.
They do everything under the sun.
Exactly. Yeah. So here's the problem. The reason they don't have anything to say is because they do too many things. And so it's hard to articulate what you do if you do too many things. So that's why you said, David, you probably know what you do. Yeah, I help high net worth people avoid or mitigate their tax liability using real estate as a strategy. So I know how to say it really quick because I said high income earners, tax strategy, right? Invest in real estate.
There we go.
You got it.
But it should focus on solving an issue. A lot of times,
of course,
people instead of saying what you do, is say these are the problems I solve. And I've seen that even worked a lot better than.
Or what you believe.
Yeah.
Right, I believe everybody overpays in taxes.
Yeah,
right?
there we go.
Right, or I believe everybody needs to protect their assets.
Perfect, man, right there.
Right, I believe everybody needs to protect the most important things.
You want them to, because be honest with you, if you say these are the benefits that I offer, it's pretty much you see a blank stare in their eye.
Yeah,
and they're not really paying attention. But when you say I can solve these problems, they're like, whoa, wait a minute.
Well, because they need to say who they solve it for, what they do, who they do it for, and how they do it differently.
How they do it differently.
If they don't say those 3 things, they've lost the audience.
Yeah, unique selling proposition.
Correct, because I used to go to Chamber of Commerce events all the time, and I use this story a lot because I used to get up and they'd be like, and you? And I'd be like, yeah. So I'd stand up, put my name's David, and I do financial services. We help people with taxes, insurance, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. And I sit down, and nobody ever come talk to me.
Let me ask you, David, when you hear everybody else doing it,
they all say the same shit.
Do you blank out?
I know I do, because everybody says the same shit.
Same shit, yes.
They don't get real to the point.
Yeah, that's actually the most useless networking strategy, is to just go, hey, this is what I do.
Sorry, every Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
Sorry, every Chamber of Commerce.
And actually, I've actually helped them out. I said, let's do it a different way. The key element that I want everybody to, when we do something like that, we want to introduce our business, I rather say, these are the problems that I solve, and these are the people I'm looking to work with. And when we say work with, is that you own a business, I own a business, you have clients, I have clients. What can we do to serve each other's clients better? And that actually tends to be like, oh, I want to work with that guy.
I think that's smart, man. You're doing exactly what needs to be done and what needs to be said, because a lot of people today, in business, they don't get that they need to be specific to one thing
Yeah.
to solve a big problem,
Yes.
and just tell people who you want to work with. So you get out of. I think what we're missing today is that a lot of business owners, when they network, they're chasing everyone.
Yes, I call it in the book. Actually, I call it. It's a swarm of sharks without a prey.
That's right. There you go.
There's no prey in the middle.
They don't know who's the best. Well, they know they want to eat everyone.
Yeah, you want to eat everybody.
Yeah.
Eat other sharks, but
Yeah.
You need to actually the other sharks become your partner, and you can create an alliance with them and go search for prey themselves.
That's an interesting
Yeah.
perspective, because
Yeah.
that's what I see it too many times. So tell me, in this book, well, what are they going to get out of it? What are the steps? What is the framework? What are they getting?
You're just going to. Like the title says, you're going to learn to network like millionaires do, and you're going to see different perspectives, understand the different types of relationships that you build. That's the key element, is building relationships. A lot of people want to sell. When I go to a networking event, you need to get out of your mindset that all these people are my potential clients. No, I need to build relationships with these individuals. Gerard's law says that that everybody has 250 people that their influence is 250 people. If you can have that relationship, you turn that key to the point where they become your salesperson, off the book salesperson. And so that's a relationship you want to build. Is that I want to know you, David. I want to build a relationship where you can trust me with anybody that you refer to me, because if we don't know each other and you refer somebody and I, God forbid, I con them or do something bad to them, that person's not going to like you anymore.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
What you're saying. So basically, you're really showing them exactly what millionaires did to get other people to give them money.
Yes.
Or to get them business, right?
Yes.
Because the whole point is to get referrals. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I mean, when I see, when you said that people are going for sales, I remember I went to this event last year, or maybe it was a year, 2 years ago, and this guy came up to me, and I guess he knew me from social media, and I didn't know him yet, but immediately he told me what he did, and I was like, cool, man, congratulations, sounds like you're doing very well for yourself. He's like, okay. So then he just pitches me straight up.
Oh.
Okay, now it's just like, okay, well, I'll think about that. And he's like, okay. But he's like, but David, let me tell you this. And he told me this. And for 2 days, because I saw him at this conference, every day he was just trying to pitch me.
So it was a big turnoff, right?
Yeah, I'm like, you don't need to pitch me if I thought it was worth doing it.
The brick wall.
Yeah, if I wanted to do business with you, I don't like being pitched.
Yeah.
So I'm probably, maybe everybody buys this way, but I don't want to be sold. I want to buy.
Yeah.
I want to buy. You don't have to sell me your product.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask me to buy. If I'm really committed, I'm giving you my credit card.
Well, David, I'm going to tell you a story. That,
You need me money? No. You're going to give me money?
I'll give you tons of money.
There you go.
There was this individual that was from Dallas. He called me up and said, hey, I'm going to fly down just to meet you, and I'm going to fly back up. I just want to fly down and meet you.
Okay, that's cool.
And I said, you're going to fly down from Dallas to meet me? I'll give you the time of day, of course. And so I kind of did some research on him. I was like, oh, my goodness, he's a multi-level marketing guy. I'm going to just hear the pitch. And I was like, he's flying down. I'm going to give him the time of day. Not turning down multi-level marketing, but, I'm just waiting for the pitch. This guy flew down. He flew down. We talked. And he said, look, I just want to get to know you. All right, got to know me. Great. And no pitch. He got on a plane, took off. Did this a second time. Came down, flew. I said, all right, here's a pitch. No pitch. He flew back up. Third time, he flew down, pitch. No pitch at all, and he flew back up. I had to call him and say, all right, when are you going to pitch? What's going on? I'm so confused. He says, no, I just want to build a relationship with you. Did you know I ended up being his customer? I didn't join the network marketing, but I did. For 2 years, I became his client because he wanted to build that relationship.
That's pretty smart. Well, I don't know. Maybe he didn't get the ROI, unless he's saying high network, high ticket.
Actually, no. I referred a lot of clients to him, and actually, there's some people that joined, and so he did get an ROI.
That's good.
Yeah.
I by the way, I'm not against multi-level. Actually, I think some of them are very interesting to me. I just don't know how to do it. I guess I'm not that good.
Yeah, I'm not into it myself. It's not that type of. I'm not a network marketing guy.
I know some guys in those things that make tons of money.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of them. They're very wealthy.
Yeah,
but it's just not me. It's not my business model.
Yeah, it's not their business model. Not my chosen business model. Yeah. So. All right, so in the book, they're going to get, is there a framework or is there a 3-step? Can we teach somebody here today how
actually, this is more of the the theory,
the validation,
the validation, the online course that's coming up. That one's going to give you the step by step. I mean, literally where you can walk into a room and dominate the room. Any networking event. So.
I like domination.
Yeah,
I like domination.
Dominate. You're gonna go.
You're
gonna go there with a laser guided strategy, and before you even attend the event, these are going to be the people I'm going to meet. These people that I'm not going to worry about anybody else except these 3 or 4 people that I got to meet and stuff like that.
That's going with intention. I think.
Intention.
I mean that's got to be. You know, unfortunately, it's not business 101, but that should be right. Like it should be. I wish it were. So if somebody wanted to do this with you, do you do coaching, just teaching people how to network?
I actually have done that so many times. I love it. To give an example, there was this little tiny real estate agent.
I know her.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying. I'm just joking.
I can't even tell you her name.
Okay.
It was actually. I don't know if you attended the Entrepreneur Power Network at the main event.
No, I don't think I went to that one.
That was 175 people that went.
Wow.
To anyway, this little tiny real estate agent, female. She came in like, Mr. Wilson, I'm a new agent and I don't know nothing about networking. I'm so scared to network. I said, well, come here, let's go. And so we went inside of the table. This is so-and-so, and she's a new real estate agent. She needs your help to network out and learn how to network and everything else. By the end of the event, she was out there going to each table, and she came back with a bunch of cards. She said, Mike, I learned how to network. You know?
There you go.
And so I asked her, what was your problem? She said, well, I'm very recluse. I'm a introvert. And that's the key element. A lot of times the ones that come to me are the introverts. You know, I don't know how to get out of my shell, out of my comfort zone to get out there and network. But also the individuals that are like yourself that are very ambitious, they want their little top secret ingredient. And so I help from the person like yourself, David, that we're very well known and everything. I'll give you the secret ingredient all the way to the introvert that doesn't even know how to get out there. I'll go out there with a networking event with them. Or if they're a business, I'll even help them host a networking event, a very powerful networking event too.
That's pretty interesting, man. You know, people probably have this wrong about me, but most people probably think I'm an extrovert. I'm more introverted, especially when it comes to networking events. I mean, the reason I am, though, is for many years I would go and I would try, hey, my name's David. And I always would get stuck with somebody that just wanted to talk to me. And I'm not saying because I was somebody. I'm just saying it's just coincidence. Oh, David, nice to meet you. Let me tell you about me. And then they go on and on and on. And I'm just like, fuck, I don't want to be here anymore. And then I'll get to the next person and they'll do the same thing to me because every time somebody tells me what they do and where they're from, whatever, I've already made a determination if I need to connect. I make that determination. I've always been that way. I'm like, I need to connect with you.
Well, you know what? Let me share a way of getting around this.
Tell me, please.
Okay. Like, let's say you feel like this is a person that you don't want to be.
I don't need to connect to,
or you already want to connect with him, but it's already going overboard.
Yeah, we went too far.
And say, hey, you know what? Let me introduce you to somebody else. Because you're acting as a connector.
Let me introduce you to my wife. Here you go.
Not your wife, but somebody that you just met at the event that you feel like
they could work together.
You're acting as a connector.
Yeah.
And so you're creating this reciprocity. Or even, I'm going to stand up here for a little bit.
Yeah.
See, a lot of times we're at networking events, we're facing each other.
Correct.
Okay. What you need to do.
Oh, I do that all the time. I position my shoulder like that.
You actually tell this person, look, I'm kind of, this is a networking event, so I want to invite people to come to the conversation. So let's go ahead and stand this way so it's
interesting. That's a very good approach.
Yeah. So that what happens is that somebody, and you know what, 9 times out of 10, somebody, hey, what are y'all doing? What are y'all talking about?
I feel like that is a good break because I've gotten stuck so many times. Yeah. So now when I go to event, this is just me though. Yeah. I'm there with intention.
Oh, you're telling everybody your secret, right?
Yeah. I'm there with intention. Yeah. The only reason I'm going to an event now is because I know somebody specific is going to be there.
Yes.
And I need to meet them. Oh, unless I'm hosting the event, then definitely I definitely need to.
And actually walk up to the host. That's the key element. That's what I'm going to teach. I'm going to teach in the course. It's not in my book, but when I'm teaching the course, go to the host and say, hey, most of the time they know you, but if not, if they don't know you, this is what I do. Can you kind of connect me or point me in the right direction to who I should meet? This is who I'm kind of looking for. And and all the time they were like, oh, you got to go meet someone. They're excited to help you out and go and meet this person.
That's such an interesting tactic. I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah.
Man, that's very.
So you want to be strategic at your
Yeah.
event. Don't go there and socialize. Now it's okay if you haven't seen somebody for a while. I mean, like it's been because of COVID, especially. Go out there, hey, it should be like 2 minutes. Like, hey, I miss you, and you hug and
Let's change numbers. We'll meet some other. We'll go see each other later.
Let's go have a cup of coffee or something. Like, hey, but I got to go out and network. And they'll and kind of encourage them. Hey, you know what? Let's go network.
It's because a lot of people I think of networking as happy hour.
Yeah.
And not money hour. Yeah. Right? That's money hour, baby. That's
actually. The key element to be careful with the alcohol because you get a little tipsy.
You tell people what you really believe. No,
I love you, man. I love you, man.
Yeah, I really believe this, man.
Yeah. So right amount of alcohol. Gives you the courage, but too much alcohol.
What is the right? Please tell me.
Can't give you that.
Is that in the course?
No, it's not in the course. In the course, I would tell them. Be careful with your alcohol consumptions because you become more social than you.
I would imagine so. I feel like I become. I don't know if I become more social. I just become more talkative. So that's probably Yeah, I don't really want to talk to more people.
And I'm not saying stay away from alcohol. I'm just saying just be careful.
Stay away from the hors d'oeuvres.
The hors d'oeuvres. Yeah.
There should be a formula to that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, networking is an art, and if you master it, I think that's
it's a key. To success.
You know where I would add in this conversation, if you have the in your course, you should talk about as networking for fundraising.
Oh yeah.
Because that's another art form in itself, and I've never done that. I'm learning how to do that. I've been raising money this last year, but it's hard and it's different. Yes. And the networking is a lot more intimate. It's a lot more direct, but intimate.
Are you talking about for like nonprofits?
No, I'm talking about for like real estate deals, business ventures. Like you got to raise money. It is about networking, and it's about how you network. It's how you talk to the person. It's how you present yourself. It's how you create engagement. It's how you position yourself as the authority. There's a lot of positioning in things. Yes. Right. I actually think there's a lot of dynamic to networking, like alpha, right? Beta. Like I see that. Like there's an alpha in the room always. And you've got to know who that is. It might not be the host. Yeah. Right. And you got to know who that is, and you got to know who the audience is. I think when I would. It's funny. I'll just share this. My team, I would send them to events all the time for like a few years. I would say, you guys got to go to events. You got to meet some people. We got to get some business. And I would say, look, before you go, I need to know how many people are going to be there. And so they would get a piece of paper out. They would call the organizer. How many do we anticipate? I want to know what kind of income level they're going to be at. I want to know how many people are going to be in that room. I want to know what kind of, how many cards you're going to take, how many people you're going to connect with. Yep. And then they would have that goal. And then they come back and I'd ask them, so how many people were there? How many people did you connect with? What kind of business do we anticipate? Write down dollars. Like I would make them do this stuff, and they would come back and they'd be like, okay, that was a shitty event or it was a great event. And trying to make money. I mean, it was intentional, right? We're making money. We're not here to play around. Business is money. Yeah. So this is cool.
And, that business card, that's the problem is that business card that you get, and not you, David, but I know it's the average networker that goes out to a networking event gets that business card. See, there's a high whenever you're socializing, you're talking to people, even if you don't know them, you won't believe it actually creates an endorphin high equivalent to, I don't mean to, I'll say drugs.
Doing drugs.
Doing drugs. I don't want to say a specific drug. But it gives you such an endorphin high. It's Maslow's hierarchy of needs that it meets a certain level.
The dopamine, yeah.
It gives you that dopamine. Okay, so when you come off that high, guess what happens to that business card? It gets on the desk. I'll call them one of these days. And the procrastination, I'll call. And then it ends up in the trash. Or it ends up in a drawer.
How do you fight that?
And so the key element is follow through. And I even in my course, I when you look at a card, don't do it in front of them, is I bend to one corner. The right corner is possible.
If you want to connect?
I want to connect with this person. On the left corner is like, maybe in the bottom corner saying no, don't.
Interesting.
Well, I didn't even. That goes in the trash. You know, I don't want to deal with that person. I didn't like that person. I don't want to deal with that person.
You know, when I do, so I mean, you've got a strategy. I don't. This is just talking about my experiences. When I want to connect with somebody, like I don't ask for their business card. I say, give me your number. Yeah. Like right there, give me your number. I'm going to text you. And then if I really want to go deep, I'm like, how can I find you on Facebook? How can I find you on Instagram? The first things I say. But by the way, just for the audience, because this would help anybody, I think, I'm very particular when I connect with people, and I do follow your Facebook, or your Insta, whatever medium you're on. I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna grade you immediately. Like if I'm gonna give you money, or if I'm gonna do business with you, I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah, I mean, you can see.
I can see everything. Are you a party animal? Are you
very serious about business?
Are you a family person, or what does your personality look like? Because it shows. Yeah. Right. Because I only want to do business with people that I like and I respect and have integrity. Yeah. And so, I mean, to me, I guess this is contrary to your tactics, but I teach my team and everybody I know the business card is dead. I told them that it's dead. I don't need a business card from you, because if I want to do business with you, I'm going to find you really quickly. Yeah. I just need to see your face. And I'll be like, Mike, so what's your last name? Cool, I found you. You have Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn? LinkedIn? Cool. LinkedIn. Boom. Mike, is that you? Boom. Mike, here. Text, message. Hey, Mike, nice meeting you. Cool. Like intention. Because if you don't do that, what's happening? You'll forget, like you said. Yeah. I would forget all the time. So now I'm like, so if I don't ask you for your number or your Instagram or something, that means I don't want to connect with you.
Well, that's where I got into the digital business card.
Those are cool, by the way. Scan this.
Yeah, Link. I use Link.
That's cool.
And pretty much you're putting all in, not only just your contact information, you're everything, social media, you're giving the whole gamut, but also you're receiving their information too at the same time. And you can see their LinkedIn, you can see their Facebook and everything.
There's, you know what? And my team probably will watch this. We should create a card with the link tree on it. That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yes.
Yeah, just a link tree URL, like a QR code.
Yep.
It's the only way that'll get you everything, right?
Yes, I mean you can.
You use Linktree a lot?
Oh yes.
Yeah. I think that's something that's super cool. So, all right, last advice. Anything you want to tell the audience about networking or things that you feel like everybody should know today?
Don't live in a silo. Not even if you're a business owner, a professional, or even a student. Don't live in the world of silos. You got to build your network. The more people you know, the more you get yourself out there. I like what Grant Cardone. I was listening to Grant Cardone on the way up here. His wife was gonna. He asked Grant, "Should I go for this movie shoot? I don't know if I should do this movie shoot because she's an actress." And he's like, "Do it, even if you're terrible. At least you get your name out there. You get you'll be seen out there. You need to get out there. Every interaction that you meet out there is a potential opportunity for you in the future."
I agree with that. Well, I think your next advanced course should be, once they understand how to network, it's how do you get people just to know you? Yeah, you know what I mean? Because it's not about who knows. It is who you know, but eventually it flips. Yeah. It's like who knows you. Because the more people that know you is actually better than just you knowing a bunch of people.
Yeah, because there's going to be levels of, in the book actually I cover that, the levels of a relationship is that acquaintance first, and then there's going to be a correspondence where you meet or something like that, and then there's a trust. I mean that, like you, David, I trust you because I know you very well.
Thanks.
I can give you my car keys right now, and I feel confident.
Let's do it.
And so I know you very well, but that's the relationship you want to build.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't invite me to this if you didn't trust me.
Yeah, I mean, the relationship of trust. Trust is a big deal. Yes. That's awesome.
Yeah. So you got to build that relationship. And yes, go out there and meet as many people as you can, but then build that relationship to the point where, man, they say you gotta know David. Man, he's an awesome guy. Matter of fact, I was talking to an individual earlier today. He said, "Hey, I gotta go meet David." "Oh, David Perez, I know him very well. He's an awesome guy."
Oh, okay.
And so right away, that's McAllen, and so everybody knows you, David.
Well, I try my best to get around.
You got that social currency, social capital going.
I got the social capital. I tell people, once you meet me, you can't forget me. That's what I always say, man. In my book, I talk about that heavy.
It's not only good looks, you're charm.
Yeah, it's my charm. That's it. It's not because it's all charm.
Yeah.
So last question I got for you. What does building your own economy mean to you?
When I read your book, I was like, oh my goodness, this is exactly building my own economy. Basically, I like to say printing my own money, having the control of printing my own money. Is the more I work, it's not the self-employment anymore. It's more the entrepreneurship. I can print my own money. I can create my own. If I work harder on something, I put massive action, like Grant Cardone says. I create my own economy, my own money.
That's
system.
right, man.
My own money system.
Well, good definition.
Yeah.
Well, first off, man, I want to say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You've been a great guest here today. I hope everybody can show everybody the book. Make sure everybody grabs a copy. Network Like a Millionaire.
Amazon.
Amazon.
Network Like a Millionaire.
Mike, how can somebody get a hold of you if they'd like to get a hold of you as coaching or working with you in some way?
Yeah, just actually visit my website, networklikeamillionaire.com.
Damn, networklikeamillionaire.com. Cool.
Or my coaching website is focusforward.co.
Focusforward.co. Cool.
And
Awesome. Well, if you guys want to get a hold of Mike for coaching, networking, getting his book, telling you guys it's a guy you want to meet, guy you needs to network with, thank you so much, Mike.